and a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hello and welcome. This is the second or third.
It
There's
would be the third, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, it's the third.
okay. It's a third in release and in chronology. Okay. So this week's episode is about Amphibia. It's Disney's channel's. It's not their newest show, but it's probably their best cartoon show in a while. And I'm just going to read the general description. The series follows Anne Boonchoi, a self-centered teenager who is magically transported to the world of Amphibia, a rural marshland populated by frog people and dangerous creatures. There she meets a young frog named Sprig who will become Anne's first true friend and help transform her into a hero. And yeah, it turns out it's really good. It's frog isekai, but she
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
get
an
hit by a
isekai.
truck.
Yeah,
It's by
instead she
Magic
opens a
Fox.
magic box.
Yeah, you can tell we're big fans because 3 of the 2 avatars on screen are Amphibia related.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Two
and
of the 3 avatars on screen.
yes. Also, before we forget, who is in this podcast? There's me, Joey.
And it's me, Pio.
And then there's me, Rafi.
All right, yeah. So we're not gonna. This isn't gonna be super in depth because we assume anyone who clicks this is gonna have watched Amphibia or was already planning to. So we'll just start by generally why we like it, and season 1 as well because we'll go through that fast. Pio, do you want to start?
Wait. Okay, sure. So I think I like it because I just miss this type of cartoons, adventure centric with good characters. And it also helps that the creator, Matt Braley, was had an entire, I think it's called a series Bible written. And unlike everyone else, he was smart enough to only write for 3 seasons.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna compare this to Star eventually. Star's problem was it wrote for 3 seasons, then it decided it wanted to take a fourth.
Yeah.
Like that, man, that was a big mistake. What are we gonna do with the third season? Filler. A lot of filler.
Also, we'll destroy all the characters.
Let's
Oh,
mess up all our plans.
and I have to say, one of the big things I like about this is that it's not like I didn't mind it in Star, and in fact, it was hilarious, like absolutely hilarious in Star. But I like that this isn't super relationship focused.
Oh, thank God.
Could you imagine?
I mean, because, like, what are they going to do? Just, like, human frog relations?
I'm sure there are people who ship Sprig and Anne, and I guess the girls could be lesbians for each other. Yeah, so awkward romances. At least there's none. And at worst, I guess the girls could be lesbians for each other, as I said, but I don't think it's going that way. So far, it seems like just an adventure story, and I kind of appreciate that because I liked Adventure Time, but I do feel that the romance becoming so prominent later on, and not just Finn's, like all the other characters' romances becoming prominent, it took something away from the purity of the show as just action
That's so
oriented.
off the show.
Yeah.
It's called Adventure Time.
It's
And,
called
yeah.
Adventure Time with Finn and Jake, and they abandoned Finn and Jake.
You mean Finn became an incel?
And Jake became the worst character. I
It's
don't know
fun.
what's wrong with the industry people, but
It's
whatever.
funny. He's like, it's like one of those. You stopped being cool after you became a dad, and then it's like that's kind of like a joke you say, but then that sort of happened. He really did kind of become uncool. Not necessarily because he was a dad. It just happened somewhere along the line
Degradation of
after
his
being a
character.
parent. Yeah.
The whole,
Yeah.
oh no, guys, he was actually this bad the entire time. No, he wasn't. Oh no, man, I
Well,
have
moving
huge
on.
problems with the industry as it is, and I'm kind of grateful that Amphibia is like its own thing, and it looks like Matt is just he's doing his own thing with the industry people too, but he's not letting it affect this show.
Okay. So we'll just do season 1 briefly. And let's try to talk about stuff other than the finale. Because I'll have to admit, I got into Amphibia when Pio was freaking out over how good the finale was. And then I watched it and then I freaked out too. But but the rest of season 1's not bad. I mean, it's slice of life. That's the series. The series is slice of life, and mostly.
Yeah,
Or
it's world building with slice of life.
as Matt said, you either die a slice of life or you live long enough to become a shonen action series. So season 3 is gonna go full shonen.
So an isekai anime, basically.
Yeah, basically an
Yes,
isekai anime.
yeah. It's the formula.
Oh my god. Are the planters Anne's harem?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I meant not in a sexual way, but like in terms of plot structure, that's exactly what they are.
And then the entire town warmed up to her and they all became part of their harem. You're right.
I meant Anne may seem broken, but she's not Marcy Sue. But we're getting ahead of
Okay,
ourselves. So
so,
season one was pretty good because it's. I find
You
season 1
saying
good because it's funny.
You saying that, we gotta tell people spoilers.
Oh yeah, obviously
Yeah.
spoilers. Sorry, spoilers. Spoilers for stuff. In context, you'll get what we mean. And obviously, season 1's gonna be spoiled completely before the section's even done. And season 2 will spoiler it minorly. We'll give a spoiler warning for the second half of season 2, I guess. Okay, season 1. Yeah, the episodes were. It was funny. That's the thing of the series. It's actually kind of funny. Like I even remember the joke from the first episode where the frogs are attacked by the giant mantis, and then they have a stance to threaten the mantis away, and then it fails to work, and there's a callback to that multiple times. There's I forget what I remember. I can't remember what they were fighting, but in season 1 it happened, and in season 2 it happens again. So yeah.
Oh yeah, the thing they summoned, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so like season 1, according to Wikipedia and some people in the industry itself, it did not do well actually.
Oh really?
And yeah,
Let me guess. The season finale saved it.
actually, yeah. Well, actually, Prison Break saved it. The
Oh okay.
episode,
So Best Girl saved it.
yes,
Wow.
Sasha saved it.
I didn't know people were based.
Maybe there is hope for this world. I was gonna do a thing and ask what everyone's favorite episodes were, but I think 100% we were all just going to pick Reunion and possibly Prison Break.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every time Sasha's on screen, it's
Yeah,
like,
like,
whoa, best episode.
it just instantly becomes the best episode. Although if I had to pick, Sprig versus Hop Pop is a pretty good episode that doesn't have Sasha in it. The one where they do the ancient planter ritual combat for dominance. I don't know. I just find it hilarious.
Honestly, I think for season 1, right?
Yeah,
The worst episodes were probably even though I say worst, but like I don't hate or like I don't not like these episodes, but the what's her name, the Polly episodes were weaker overall.
Yeah, she's not as bad as children can be.
I guess it's just the characters running it, right? That this is a very character show also, and depending on who's running
Yeah.
who's running the episode would kind of tell you how good it is. Because Sprig has always been with Anne, right? Or
Yeah.
Sprig with someone else. He's never done like a thing alone, except in season 2,
Oh yeah, he did have that. Oh yeah, and that was a pretty good episode.
and that was a good episode.
Polly's
But then
solo
like the
episodes aren't good.
the Polly alone episodes were uh I mean I don't yeah, I mean
They're
6/10 ish.
they're cliche.
Yeah.
Pretty cliche, yeah.
Let's see, what other episodes were good? So
There's one that
The Hop Pop episodes were legendary. Come on,
no,
guys.
Hop Up himself is a great character. There's no doubt about that. Ever since, actually, even when he was the Nagi, even if he was like the cliche Nagi parent figure, I don't know. It really, I think it has something to do with the way he reacts to things. There's this one episode wherein like I don't know if people liked it, but I just remembered because it was pretty funny. The one where Anne must learn the value of teamwork for the bug ball game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. It's very interesting. We're in like you have the main character deal with mostly the side characters, and then I don't know. That's when I started to like a lot of like the entire all of the people in Wartwood. I don't know. It just felt solid, if not for quality, at least for I don't even know if characterization, but I liked it personally.
I remember that episode. I like it too. And I like the fact that they didn't shy away from the fact that yeah, in theory Anne really is like the MVP by default. It's just like, yeah, well she's just bigger than everyone else. Oh, and the enemy team is literally called the Townies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh god. Hey. Oh. Oh my god. We're bringing back the townie discussion, right? How to
That
do it correctly, how not to do it right.
its benefit is the fact that even though there are technically a lot of Townies, it doesn't focus on too many of them. There's a lot of them that have names, but very few of them bother ever getting focused, and that's a good thing. Like, we don't know the names of the two cops, and they also barely appear. Uh, the inventor guy, Ivy's father.
Ivy's mother,
Wait, what's the other? Ivy, and then who's the goth girl?
Maddie.
Sorry, yeah,
Maddie.
Maddie. Maddie's father. I think we still don't know his name, and that's a good thing. Overall, pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. No, yeah, like I said, I don't think there's a bad episode. There's no episode that I hate.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just looking through. Is there any episode here that I'd really hate? No. Ah. Oh, I also like the fact that the show isn't afraid to make jokes about people dying, or to actually have people die. I
Yeah,
mean,
because it's like it's normal in the world.
yeah, like season in season one, because I was looking through it. The one where they parody those stories, those urban legends about people getting murdered at hotels, the night at the inn one, and it ends with them making the thing explode, and it's like, yeah, they're fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Anytime,
that was
yeah,
one of the Polly episodes.
yeah. I believe anytime. Actually, I think anytime that the cast kills someone, there's always a "they're fine" joke. But I'm pretty sure at least half the time they're not actually fine.
You mean like the Gravity Falls one? Wherein
Yeah.
like it looks like blood and he's like, it's not blood by the way.
Later on Twitter, yeah, he's dead. I guess we're dancing around the issue. The best girl and the two best episodes. Well, okay, the best episode and the contender for the second best both have Sasha in it. Sasha is the other girl of the trio and the first of the three to appear. The first of the other two of the three to appear. And she's based.
He's not cringe.
No, we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap up the season, I guess we'll talk about the reunion because there's not much else to say. I mean, the episodes are character building and towny episodes that are world building, and then there's one episode that has the training montage episode.
Right, yeah, that's another thing. The continuity and like
Oh,
yeah,
references. The
characters
references are really
actually
good.
know how what?
references. The references in
Oh
the series
yeah.
are really good.
Yeah, the continuity and stuff. It's proper. Well, not at the start, right? Like when it aired, there were Matt said that there were episodes that were out of out of order because the mouse screwed up. But if you do follow the show actually chronologically, it's it's very they respect the story and the continuity. It's also nice that right after episodes of them like training or whatever, the next episodes are actually like they know how to fight.
Did you guys remember when the mayor was the villain?
Oh yeah, he used to be the villain. I mean, he's still kind of an asshole, but
He
he's
stopped being an antagonist at least.
yeah. Now he's our asshole.
When did
And
he turn? Was it when Hop Up decided to run for
Reunion. He
mayor?
turned at reunion.
yeah, he turned at reunion.
Oh, right. So the best episode.
Yeah.
Oh, and one last thing about season 1 is that it showed one episode per day or every other day. Like the entire season was done in 1 month. It,
Oh.
remember that? It was like 5 episodes a week for 4 weeks straight. So it just basically did the whole
Right. Yeah.
oh,
That was the thing. That's also why it got low viewership.
yeah,
It's because the mouse wanted it dead.
but they couldn't stop Best Girl.
They couldn't stop Sasha.
It also ruins one of the jokes where Hop Hop is like, it feels like we have a half-hour adventure every week. Which I guess implies that the time frame of the season is supposed to be 19 weeks or something passes. Which is kind of right. Okay, so are we going to talk about Reunion now?
Sure.
Well, yes.
Okay, so if anyone who is not caught up on any of this and wants to watch a series, just go do that now because we're going to spoil Reunion. And it's the culmination of the season and its best episode. Okay, so Sasha, right? Pretty base. I meant her plan was correct. And unlike Anne, who's still wearing her school uniform and one shoe, even though literally the episode just before this proves that she has a suit and a pair of leather shoes.
There are also there are also flashbacks of her in her school, and she still has the leaves and sticks in her hair.
Yeah, weird, right? But at the very least, so Sasha finally comes back and meets with Anne, and turns out that Sasha's evil. Or, well, not evil, but she's working for the Toads, who are, from a certain point of view, evil. I mean, what else can we say about the episode? They fight. It turns out Sasha's a bit of an abuser. She's a toxic friend. She manipulates Anne. And then they fight. Anne defends Sprig from getting executed. And then Sasha is willing to sacrifice her life to stop Anne from dying. I mean, shit. I can't even listen to the finale of the. I can't even. When you listen to the song in the finale, I just get hyped.
Yeah, lean on me, dude. Oh my god! Like, that entire setup of it was like also like really tense. And then when spoilers, like when the tower just started crumbling, and then they played the first few notes of the piano and Lean on Me, and I was like, no way.
When the piano music starts, you know it's gonna get good. That episode and her previous one made Sasha such an interesting character. The best character in the show, because no one else is as emotionally complex. I mean, Anne is a bit of a pushover, but she starts the series as a nice girl, which is actually kind of weird. Like when I was reading the description,
Actually, no, she starts it off. Yeah, that her entire character is like heart and whatever, right? But there are episodes where she manipulates Sprig,
Oh, that's true.
which is an interesting thing. And then towards season 2, she grows out of it, which I like.
Oh yeah. I didn't even realize until you pointed it out.
She treats him the way that Sasha treated her, but Sprig doesn't take her shit, and or she learns a lesson. So
Actually, it's like really cool. Like looking back at all the episodes, like it isn't just Sprig, right? It's also Polly, Wally, uh, Mrs. Croker, and then she just becomes a better person after interacting with them. It's like, God, this is why I have a hard time choosing who best girl is.
it's Sasha. You know what? I'll admit, any answer is right as long as you don't say Marcy.
Oh
Up and
God,
girl, you fight me.
a little bonus for all the memers out there. Amphibia gives you the question: tomboys or goth girls?
Sprig made his choice.
Sprig made the right choice.
I guess that's enough for season 1 because we wanted the meat of this to be about season 2, and I guess we'll just go on the general quality of season 2. We can do a very brief episode by episode thing. So if anyone has not yet seen season 2, which is actually a possibility because I believe in certain regions it doesn't become available online until all the episodes are out. So you've been warned that this is somewhat harder to get legally, at least. Continue at your own risk. And
Yeah.
season 2 time. Alright, so season 2 starts that the Planter family is gonna get ready to leave Wartwood and head to Newtopia to try to find about the box and how to get Anne home and to find her friends. Oh, and Sasha is still probably recovering from her injuries that she sustained in Toad Tower. We got all that? Alright, we got that good. Okay. Episode
And
1.
yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah, let's start episode 1.
What
they
did
start they start their journey, right? And this is the build up leading to this too, right? Before season 2 came out, there were like various artworks and backgrounds released
Yeah.
to hype it up. And when they posted the family wagon, the fwagon, and everyone's just like, yo, they're pulling a Tangled season 3, which is not dig, because Tangled season 3 was based.
Oh yeah, it was super base. Season 2/3 of Tangled, you mean? But yeah, super base.
But yeah, the art specifically being shown was fantastic. Something that Disney, as evil as the mouse is, Disney does have a barrier of skill that you need to break to work in Disney.
They're good at promoting things. I'll
When
leave it
they
at that.
want to, right? When they want to, they're
Yeah.
great at it.
And when they want to kill something, they're also great at it until they decide not to kill it.
Their biggest crime was deciding to try to kill Tangled. Damn it, that's such a good show. Okay, but back to Amphibia before I get lost in the void. Yeah, so season 1 is where they fight. Episode 1 is where they fight the giant fruit and vegetable robot. And this is where you finally get unequivocal proof that Anne's eyes glow blue and give her power ups. Since that's a thing that's been questioned since season 1, and people keep claiming it might just be an animation error because they're blind. This is the episode where that's finally proven that no, it is actually a real thing, and apparently it does give power ups. And then Forth in the Road is where they first enter one of the ruins of mine of Newtopia.
Yeah, some more world building and stuff.
Overall, you guys like them?
Yeah, I mean,
Good start though.
there's
Good
no
fight, good
episode.
fight.
Well, okay, we'll see. But like up till now, there's no episode that I hated. Like there's one episode I didn't like, but then we'll get to that.
I have a feeling what it is.
All right. Next is the Ballad of Hoppediah Planter, and then Anne Hunter. Okay, wait. What is? I don't remember the Ballad of Hoppediah Planter.
This is the one where I think they run into
The rebellion, the
yeah,
one where
the small town, the literal
yeah,
small town.
the one where Hop Up lies about him being a big deal or something.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
Hop Pop says he's based and then discovers that he's cringe, but in embracing his cringe, he becomes based again.
That's actually exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was a fine episode. And then the episode after, sorry, Anne Hunter is just the one where they learn to hunt gerbils,
Gerbils.
those giant insects.
I like that episode.
Yeah, I like that episode.
oh,
That was
that
funny.
one.
And I also liked the when she was listening to the nature finally, and then it made like a nice tune.
That she danced to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yo, that's cool.
And it's an
Like,
Anne
no
episode.
complaints here. Actually, it's like it was a solid episode.
Yeah, it is pretty solid.
Okay, here might be the divisive episode. Episode 3's two parts are Truck Stop Folly and a cavern named Desire. A caravan named Desire. Yeah, Truck Stop Folly. Man, I just don't like episodes where the young one is allowed to be a brat.
Yeah.
It's fine, I guess. I don't know.
It's just fine to me. Again, I don't hate it. I almost actually didn't like it until the whole they get attacked by a rock monster.
Not a
I
rock
say
monster.
rock as in ROC because that's what it's called. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
name.
like actually a rock. Yeah. Caravan named Desire. Actually, these might be like the weakest of the episodes if I had to assume.
I
To
don't
be
even
honest.
remember the episode.
Caravan. Okay, there was like 3 stories going on here, and
Yeah,
my
actually,
favorite one was the one with Sprig because that one was actually really funny.
Okay, so the caravan named Desire is the one where while crossing the desert, they meet a caravan that are just actors. And then they join them for a while. Yeah, and then Hop Hop wants to be an actor, so he joins them for a while. And then like he becomes the lead, etc. Then it turns out that while distracting people with the show, the caravan robs the towns that they go to blind. And it's like, eh. Actually, this one might be kind of boring, I think, honestly. Just
like the Sprig parts. The Sprig parts were the best.
they were funny enough. Anne and Polly don't do much, and like I get that it's a hop
Anne's whole thing was trying to finish the
crossword puzzle, which was a funny joke. Sorry, not crossword puzzle, jigsaw puzzle, which I think was a funny joke. But Hop Hop's thing was just a little, I don't know. We already know where it was going. Like towards the end, it's just like, yeah, obviously he's not gonna continue it. I mean, Pop Pop's done awful things, but this is a little too far.
I love Hop Pops as a character.
Alright.
But this, yeah, I admit, is his weakest episode. And like Truck Stop Folly, if it wasn't for the other thing going on, I would also not like this episode.
I can get behind that. Okay. Episode 4, Quarreler's Pass and Toadcatcher. So let's start with Quarreler's Pass. That was actually a good episode. And it had an interesting amphibian. The two-headed worm. That one was
What and like I don't know, this one was formulaic the most, I think.
yeah, but I
But
like the voice actor jokes.
yeah, but I didn't hate it.
I just like the place, honestly. I like where the scenes were and what it looked like.
Yeah.
The plot was pero you know, if a good animation or a good background could always be good enough for me.
I like the joke that Hop Pop like asked Anne if she has a boyfriend,
And then he kicks her off.
and then she
He kicks
kicks
him
him
off.
off.
Oh my god, and it launched like a billion fan speculations. Does this mean Anne is gay? Or
Please.
is it a yes or a no? Like
Now my favorite theory that spawned from that was, was Hop Pop shooting a shot?
Hop Pop the cradle robber.
Yes. And he succeeded.
Well, the romantic chemistry between Hop Pop and Anne seems stronger than the one she has with Sprig.
I mean,
Sprig's
stronger
taken.
than Star. Yeah, stronger than Star and Marco in season 4, you mean?
I meant that's a really low bar, but yes, they do pass it. Sasha and Grime passed that bar. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Remember-
Oh my god.
Remember the drama? Oh my gosh, wait, remember the drama from, sorry, you didn't even mention it, the drama from Sasha and Grime? Where people are like, Grime is too old! And the girls were like, we don't know how old the amphibians are. Maybe they age really fast.
Oh my god, yeah, that was a bad drama thing that happened.
Okay, Toadcatcher. That's a Sasha and Grime episode where they meet Yunnan.
Alright. Okay, this one is based.
Yeah, I meant introduces a recurring character, Yunnan. It shows where Sasha and Grime are now. I meant what's not to like about this episode? Thoughts, Rafi Pio?
No, I just really like this episode. Okay, I didn't like that Grime just gave up.
Oh, because I guess it was to show that but to show that he was like basically broken by the ordeal of having lost it all. Right? It's like
On
Yeah, but
Joe's
that like
side here.
they also say that he actually did lose more when he just stopped being a good warrior. Like all his soldiers left him.
I thought they all left him because he was no longer Lord of the Toad Tower.
Yeah.
No, but they followed him at the end of Reunion. They followed him still.
But it's possible that he hadn't been kicked out yet, remember? Because, well, the tower fell, right? But does that mean that the Newts kicked him out instantly? It's possible that after the tower fell, like a little while later, then the Newts came around and said, well, you fucked up and failed, so you don't get to be Lord of the Tower anymore.
Well, he is in hiding because he's branded a traitor
Yeah.
by Newtopia.
How is he even... Yeah, also, I guess it's a false charge, right? He's not a traitor. He's merely incompetent.
Was he branded a traitor because the tower fell? If that's the case, if they failed defending the tower from the Herons, would he be branded a traitor still?
Maybe he's a traitor because he should have died honorably with the tower.
Maybe.
It's hard to say, but how else do you... Yeah, it doesn't make... Well, we know Newtopia is corrupt. That's no spoiler. It's just kind of obvious. Yunnan. Cringe or based?
Okay. She might be one of those cases where she's so cringe it loops back around where she becomes based.
Doesn't she feel like a jobber? A bit, like... I know it's to show that how much better Sasha has become. And then you even see it further when she reappears later in this season, but like... Even though she's a legendary general, she nearly loses to Sasha. Grimes manages to hold her off, and then she loses at the end of the episode, effectively, so...
Okay, they did say that like Grime himself, like even though he hasn't been like the warrior that he was, Grime himself was legendary. and I guess implied, right? Like
Yeah.
even
Yunnan knew his
right
title.
after Sasha earned her freedom, that he was training her too,
Yeah.
and she continued training without him even. So like, is it a power imbalance, or is it just
Well, it turns out she was fighting some of the two biggest badasses in the world. I guess. Still, it makes it hard. If you assume that they've gotten better and stronger, it makes it hard to consider her a threat in the future, I think. Because, like, they only lost because they were weak, and now at this point, it's like, yeah, now you're just gonna get your ass kicked. But still, good episode. It had good action, good animation, and a follow up to the plot line, right?
So 343, no bad Sasha episode.
Yeah, Sasha's
Yeah.
episodes, like, they just can't be bad. Sasha could be bad, but her episodes
right.
will always be good.
And one of the biggest things about this episode is when uh Graham and Sasha just decide, hey, screw the Newts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we gonna rebellion now. All right, moving on to some of the lesser liked episodes. And in fact, it's funny if you look at this online, like on the wiki, you'll see that there's actually a massive drop in the people who watched. Toadcatcher and Quarreler's Pass had 5.400,000. These only have about 320. So big difference, but they're not bad. It's Swamp Insensibility, the episode where they find out that Wally is secretly rich, and the Wax Museum episode, which is the Gravity Falls episode. And you know what's funny? Looking back on it, I think the Wally episode is the stronger of the two.
The Wally episode is the stronger of the two. Museum is the episode I didn't like.
Because
Really?
you hate Gravity Falls?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Graffy. You're a fan, kind of Gravity Falls. Did you like Wax Museum?
No, it was one of the weak. Actually, it might be the weakest episode in the entire series.
Right?
This episode was literally just hey, remember Gravity Falls?
Ah,
Yeah,
but okay, the ending was based though.
yeah, the ending was great.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, sure, but and the whole the interesting thing about it is the CD player,
Oh
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
it's never brought up again.
It might be brought up later, but at best the episode only had interesting lore implications, and then it was just remember Gravity Falls. I
Yeah.
remember. Swamp Insensibility, on the other hand, had pretty funny jokes.
It did. It's obviously it's parodying that was the writer's name, Jane Eyre.
Yeah, yeah.
Her, yeah, and then the jokes on how on rich people in their random ass rooms will like never not be funny to me because you can do so much with that stuff.
Oh,
And then
dude.
Kermit.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Kermit. Kermit appearing. Now that's the cameo. Oh, at the end of the episode, where the guy in the chicken suit who is like secret, who you keep seeing in random rooms around during the episode, he unleashes a monster at the end. That's pretty based. Like you think that joke is just one of those haha random creepy rich person, but no, it turns out no random creepy monster tamer or something.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Wally as a character. I liked his whole like ranger hobo aesthetic. I know it's a trope where they're like, yeah, I don't like you, Dad. It's because I'm not rich. I don't want to be rich. Brr. But like to have it and screw it, let's fight, son. I kind of like that.
I like that the frogs settle things through violence. That actually happens multiple times in this series. Where what's the correct answer? Well, violence. That is how the frogs are. God, I hope someone brings it up. Like if anyone ever questions, why are the newts in charge? Well, have you seen how frogs solve their problems?
No, because the king is huge. and nobody can beat him in a fight.
He probably ate the frog challenger. Alright, and the episode after is Marcy at the Gates. This is actually
where we
finally meet Marcy.
Yep.
How do you feel about... Actually, you know what? No, I like this episode. Unequivocally, it's a really good episode.
It is a good episode, yeah.
It
Yeah.
shows Marcy right away. And I don't know. You see, if this was our only... If Marcy only appeared like super selectively, then I would probably really like her. Because like she's really good in this episode. It's just kind of later on. You know what I mean? Too much Marcy is, I think, what happened.
Too much more.
I was going to say more of that, but then you're right. It just it felt like that Marcy took over where it used to be Sprig and Folly.
Okay, I like this episode too. Like I really like the episode. At Marcy's introduction and her supposed character here in this particular episode. I thought, hey, this is cool. I do know that a lot of people didn't like it, and let me go on a tiny tiny rant on those people. I know why you didn't like it. It's because the fandom had this perception of Marcy. And when they were like, oh no, it's not like the perception that I see that before I met her, this is a bad episode. Screw you, bud.
Oh yeah, oh no, my headcanon is wrong.
Yeah. Oh no, my headcanon. Screw you, bud. Shut up. Nobody takes you seriously. Write your own story.
I have to agree. If anyone had that as their reason for not liking it, then 100%, that's on them. They're the ones missing out on a good story.
But will they will they become justified because Marcy becomes a worse character?
Listen, there's 2 more episodes of the season left, so they could be totally BTFO'd by the remaining episodes.
Marcy becomes best character by the end of the last 2 episodes.
Oh my gosh, I have so much speculation on that, but wait.
Me too!
Let's, wait. Because once we get the speculation section, we'll just walk back on all the stuff we mentioned. So let's just go through this quick. But like, okay. Yeah, okay. Actually, in this episode, I like that Marcy, the D&D nerd of the group, was the one who adapted the best. I mean, from what we can tell, it seemed like from moment 1, she was already basically okay with the world, versus Anne and especially Sasha, who were kind of in a bad situation at first. And I like the fact that she's not a melee weapon user. I mean, we haven't seen her shoot the bow at anyone yet, but I don't know, I find it nice that she uses potions and trickery and is basically a ranger versus Anne and Sasha both being warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sasha's like a knight type, and Anne is probably a paladin.
Or Sasha's more like a berserker, right? She's just fueled by rage.
Oh wait, no, it makes more sense later on. Yeah, Sasha is the berserker.
So overall, good.
Yeah, good episode.
Good episode. Even the monster fight was fun.
Yeah, and
actually, this was actually one of the episodes that had good action.
Also to mention, this is the first time we get the Newts like as a collective, right? This is the Newts, how the Newts are. They be smart, they be nobles, you know.
And Marcy has her own group of Newt simps.
Yeah.
Who never appear again, mind you. Her little chorus of simps never appears again. Maybe
that's a good thing.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe wait until the final episodes and we'll see.
Oh man. Wait, getting ahead of ourselves. Okay. Episode after that. Scavenger hunt and the planters check in. So scavenger hunt is Anne feels like a brainlet because of Marcy. And I'm sorry, Anne, but you're completely right. Yeah. You are kind of a brainlet.
Right. You're a brainlet?
No, what? Like yeah, she is.
At least in future episodes, she embraces that shit.
I'll give the episode this in terms of like the message, because overall it's a fun episode, but I like the fact that the episode doesn't go, no, see, Anne, you're smart in your own way. It's like, no, Anne, you are a brainlet, but you're good at other things, and that's fine. Right? Don't you hate it when some shows go, no, you see, everyone's just kind of smart in their own way, and it's equally valid as Marcy's ability to solve all these puzzles. It's like, I mean, I guess it is equally valid in a sense, but at least it's not saying that, oh, she's smart. No, you're not smart, but everyone likes you because you're a highly charismatic person, which is fine. You don't have to be as smart as your friend.
The heart.
But yeah, this characterizes Marcy a bit more. Her emphasis on her intelligence itself, and how the Newts just really love her, considering they erected a golden statue of her.
Yeah, it shows that she was also having her own wacky side adventures. I hope she does a theme song takeover as well, because Sasha had one.
Well, because Sasha is based. She's so strong that she could take over anything. God, I hope she
She's
wins.
taken over our hearts. She's
Taken over the
our hearts,
ratings. Okay, the planters check in. That's the Sprig episode, the one where he gets the credit card with infinite funds. That episode's based as all hell, right?
Hell yeah. That was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
this was, I
pretty much.
think, Sprig never really had an entire episode to himself. So a lot of people have been thinking that maybe, Sprig himself isn't really that good of a character. He can't hold an entire episode. This episode proves that yes, he can.
Oh, and
But
it was
also,
his,
it's
dude,
it's
and
the trope, right? It's the trope, a country bumpkin in a high end thing. But God, is it so fun?
yeah. Oh, dude, and the
Also,
visual jokes
credit
are so
card.
good.
It's also actually this is an old trend, but there hasn't been a cartoon in a long while where it's a credit card episode wherein a kid suddenly has the magic powers of endless money via credit card and then he just splurges out. That's a really old trope if
Oh
you've
yeah.
noticed.
Oh, and this one has a different ending. There's no punishment on Sprig's part
Yeah, because
because, like,
privilege.
yeah, the king owns it. So, yeah.
Well, okay. His punishment was literally, haha, he's super tired and everyone else is awake.
Yeah, so his punishment is nothing. He'll just
Yeah,
drink
his punishment is nothing.
he'll drink one of the coffees that lets him manipulate time again. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
That one was
I
that
just
that was
remembered.
hilarious. And it's funny, like, it's not even a one-off joke. They do it multiple times in the episode. That's great. Okay. Next episode. Lost in Newtopia, and Sprig gets schooled. Lost in Newtopia is the one where Anne and Polly just wander around Newtopia while everyone else is like on some bus tour or something. Oh, and the lore thing that happens is Marcy and King Andreas find a secret passageway in the castle. Honestly, it's not too interesting an episode, I think, because you don't actually see that much new in Utopia.
Yeah, it's a bustling street type of shit. It was actually more uh they emphasized Anne's ethnicity, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. With because the tour was going to
Oh,
all the
Rafi,
supposed.
yeah, your voice is cutting out, man. Something's up with your mic.
How many episodes do we have left?
Like three more, and then we just go with them in a general sense. Yeah, and we'll do,
let's
and
go.
these will go faster since there's not much to say. Three,
Yes.
2, 1.
So yeah, they emphasize, you know, it's another one of these, Anna's thigh episode. Because like, yeah, the tour was like boring and stuff, but then she just looks out and sees the street and the street food and everything, and it reminds her of when her family was visiting
Oh yeah, we see more
visiting
glimpses of her
Thailand,
mother. Yeah. I remember
and
the
and her mother's like, "You can't eat the Thailand street food, American."
and her mother was right. Oh
Yeah, her mother is
yeah,
right.
don't lean back when you laugh. Sorry, because your voice suddenly cuts out.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Sprig gets schooled. Actually, kind of funny episode. Although the time frame is a little awkward because it's just like, and then he was a university student, and then he wasn't. I meant it was funny, but not exactly a grand episode.
And it's
Yeah.
okay. Like this was interesting. During some of the like the discussions about it, it's like, hey, maybe there's something more to Sprig than we think. Yeah,
But then, like the actual episode, it's not too interesting. Like, oh, turns out Sprig is pretty smart when it comes to identifying stuff, like stuff in the swamps, like from Newtopia, and he's musically gifted. Sorry, the swamps in Wartwood, and then he's also musically gifted. But other than that, like we kind of knew that or assumed it. So, But the next episode is Little Frog Town, which is Hop Pop's most based episode. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Hop Pop kills a guy.
Oh my god, he did.
he did. Okay, so like this episode, you know, it did the whole, sometimes change is good. Lesson, and the entire thing was a parody on
Noir.
noir,
Yeah.
like noir style films.
Oh, and Anne gets tased by the
Yeah,
police.
and gets tased.
So that's pretty based. There's not much to say on the episode. We're just it's a really good
Just yeah,
one.
it was
It
good.
further makes
Pretty
Hop Pop
fun.
the best character.
Yeah, Hop Pop, like he has a lot of the best characters. His weakest one was what we mentioned.
The caravan episode.
Yeah, the caravan episode.
Alright, Hopping Mall. That one's just a little sweet episode that shows that Anne is still homesick and stuff. Where she has to get her mom that souvenir prize. And then she fights this mother-daughter pair for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was the sad ending, right?
No. The sad ending's later on.
No, this is
Yeah,
the one
no,
where Sprig reveals that his mother
yeah, that his
is not.
parents are dead.
Wait, was this the one? I thought that was
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
later.
this one.
Oh,
this
then
is the
yeah,
one.
no, this is a very
Yeah,
based
this
episode.
episode with a very sad ending was the episode where they put a Smash Bros reference.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. Nothing much to say. That was a really good ending. It was actually really touching, I think. And so it shows that the show can get emotional even beyond the stuff like Reunion.
Yeah.
Good episode. Like, um, all in all, yeah. Little Frog Town, great. I actually think Little Frog Town was better than Hopping Mall. It's just that the ending for Hopping Mall was more impactful.
The last that we'll talk about in detail is the sleepover to end all sleepovers and day at the aquarium. So sleepover to end all sleepovers was a good episode. I especially like the joke where who is it again? The king's assistant makes a joke about getting drunk in the Lady Olivia makes a joke about getting drunk in the kitchen when they're like, "Well, enjoy your sleepover. I'll be in the kitchen drinking juice." That was pretty good, and the ghosts that they find and the lore at the bottom of the castle. So I don't know, man. And Marcy was still really good in this episode, so I'm not sure what more you could want.
And then Day at the Aquarium was uh
Kind of
the
boring.
whole yeah okay, it's just listen, it was fine, okay? It was boring because you knew everything that was going to happen, but there was a lot of good like animated moments, especially the ending. and then the whole whoa, King Andreas might be more,
Evil.
yeah, it might be evil. But other than that, like this is the episode, by the way, where they start going back to Wartwood.
And this is the one before the 6 month break.
Yeah.
There's a special Halloween episode that I guess we could talk about, but it's
Well, okay.
fine.
Well, the Halloween episode was legit just the usual Halloween, the Halloween tropes of there's three stories told by three different characters.
It's ghost stories slash
Yeah.
campfire, Ghost Rider, whatever. Tales from the
Also,
Crypt.
also they won an Annie for one of the for this episode.
Really?
Really?
Did they win
Yeah.
just because they had the human frogs? Are people furries?
No, they won best character design uh for the seamstress.
Really? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Impressive. All right. All right. Yeah. Not much worth getting into that one, but it was all right. Okay.
All right. It was, it was the Halloween. Well, what else would you expect?
Okay. And now because we're approaching like the second half of the season, aka what's currently showing, we're not just gonna go over them uh point by point because it's better for us to just do this in general, and also because two more episodes are coming out over the next by the time the month ends, we'll have the next two slash the last episodes. So we might as well just, how do you say this? Just talk about them all in general and where we think this is gonna go. So this is your final chance to be unspoiled in general about what's gonna happen. But chances are that if you're watching this, you're prepared for the whole journey. So if you're not leaving yet, I guess we're getting to the actual interesting part for the people who